After a slow start, Andor has become one of the most highly anticipated Star Wars series, with fans eagerly awaiting Season 2, despite already knowing Cassian Andor's fate. Unlike many other projects in the franchise, Andor stood out as a mature, politically charged story that focused on the everyday struggles of people under the Empire's oppressive rule. However, while many praise Andor as the most serious and grounded take on Star Wars, is that really the case? Andor showrunner Tony Gilroy's mission to elevate Star Wars. Tony Gilroy, the mastermind behind Andor, has been vocal about his intent to tell a Star Wars story with more weight and depth than ever before. In a recent interview, he emphasized that his team took Andor more seriously than anybody ever has been. From its first season, Andor stripped away the usual Star Wars tropes. There were no Jedi, Sith, or even aliens in major roles. Instead, the show delved into the gritty realities of oppression, resistance, and the personal cost of rebellion. Gilroy also made it clear that Andor Season 2 wouldn't be a cameo fest. While many Star Wars projects rely on legacy characters to excite fans, Andor takes a different approach, ensuring that any familiar faces appear only if they serve the story. This commitment to storytelling has set Andor apart, but it also raises an important question. Does taking Star Wars seriously mean avoiding its signature fun and adventure? George Lucas took Star Wars seriously long before Andor. While Andor presents Star Wars in a mature and grounded way, it's unfair to say that no one before Gilroy took the franchise seriously. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, embedded deep philosophical, spiritual, and political themes in his saga. The Force wasn't just magic, it symbolized an interconnected spiritual philosophy. The Empire was a direct allegory for authoritarian regimes, with Return of the Jedi even drawing inspiration from the Vietnam War. The prequel trilogy explored the rise of fascism, showing how democracy can erode from within. Lucas masterfully wove these weighty themes into stories that still embraced adventure, humor, and spectacle. Even characters like Jar Jar Binks, often criticized as childish, existed within a world filled with deeper meaning. Animation has delivered some of the most political Star Wars stories. Many fans overlook Star Wars animation when discussing serious storytelling, but shows like The Clone Wars and The Bad Batch have tackled complex themes with just as much depth as Andor. The Clone Wars provided a nuanced exploration of war, politics, and morality, particularly in its portrayal of the clone struggles and the Jedi's ethical dilemmas. The Bad Batch, especially its second season, mirrors Andor's themes, depicting the Empire's early rise and the personal toll of resisting tyranny. Even Star Wars Rebels, a show aimed at younger audiences, handled mature political themes, including Mon Mothma's departure from the Senate to formally establish the Rebel Alliance, an event that Andor Season 2 will revisit. Despite being animated and accessible to kids, these series have taken Star Wars just as seriously as Andor does, proving that depth and accessibility aren't mutually exclusive. Andor's advantage: explicit storytelling in a mature framework. Where Andor does differ from past Star Wars stories is in its presentation. Unlike George Lucas's original films, which conveyed complex ideas through subtext, Andor spells them out more explicitly. Take Luthen Rael's now famous monologue, "I share my dreams with ghosts." It's a powerful moment, but it's also a direct statement of the show's themes rather than a metaphor left for interpretation. While this approach makes Andor gripping and impactful, it doesn't necessarily make it the most serious Star Wars story, just the most direct. Andor is an exceptional Star Wars story, but it's not the only one that matters. Tony Gilroy has crafted a phenomenal series, and Andor undeniably stands as one of the best Star Wars projects in recent years. However, its darker, more realistic tone doesn't automatically make it more serious or meaningful than other Star Wars stories. From George Lucas's original vision to the rich narratives in animation, Star Wars has always tackled deep themes of resistance, power, and morality. While Andor offers a fresh, adult-oriented take on these ideas, it's not the only story in the galaxy that has taken them seriously.